Into a key question for a lot of parents. Should your kids know how much money your family makes?
Yeah, we disagree about this. The market research firm Spectrum surveyed parents who earn at least $100,000 a year. They found only 17% had conversations with their kids about their salaries. The top explanation cited by 32% of those parents was that earnings were none of their business. That's what I say.
All right, we posted this question on our Facebook page. Denise says, when my kids start helping out with the mortgage and the bills, then we'll let them in on how much we make. Samantha says children shouldn't have to worry about how much their parents are earning. They may develop a complex over how their family measures up to their peers. And Lacey says her parents openly discussed the finances with her when she was 24. She adds it definitely put things into perspective and allowed them to connect on a mature level. Joe Bert with the Certified Financial Group joins us now to talk about the issue. Good to see you, Joe.
Morning, John.
Morning,
Lou.
Good morning.
Let's talk about it. What are your thoughts on this? Let's talk about our discussions.
Yeah.
My family, small business family, always had us as a part of the conversation, saying, here's where we are, here's what we can do. And so I do that with my 12-year-old.
Starting at what age?
You know, I was probably 12, young teens.
Well, you do taxes with your oldest daughter,
My 12-year-old
right?
helped me with the quarterly taxes the other
In our
day.
block in the making, I can see
And
it.
when my 9-year-old says, Mom, how much money do you make? I say it's none of your business.
Well, there's two schools of thought here. Oftentimes the younger ones, 9-year-olds and younger, want to be sure the dollars aren't relative. They want to be sure they're not going to be thrown out in the street. They want to be sure you have enough income because they're going to school and seeing kids that are having a very difficult time. So what they're asking that question, they just want to be reassured that they're going to be okay. Now, when you get into older kids, high school kids, now they're doing comparison shopping because perhaps their peers are talking about it. They know what their peers are doing, taking the trips, buying the clothes, buying all this stuff, and they want to put you in a comparison. So depending on the age is what you maybe want to let them know.
See, and that is my fear, that my kids are going to share what I make with their friends.
Yes.
So is it a good idea to tell your kids?
Old?
Well, I have a 9-year-old and a 19-year-old. Neither of them know.
Yeah, okay.
Even at 19, I say, you know what, I just don't want him putting my business out there, I guess.
Yeah, I understand that, and that's the important thing, particularly in your line of business. You don't want that on the street necessarily. Now, Nick Anderson, when he was a player, that was on the street.
It gets posted,
You're right. Today nobody knows what his income is. But in generally, with the older kids, they want to know because they want to compare it with their peers. Here's the thing. Kids don't understand where all the money goes. You want to teach your kids a lesson? Get your gross paycheck. Let's say it's $1,000 before taxes, and get 1,000 singles. Go to the bank, get 1,000 singles, bring it home, put it on the kitchen table, and then then peel off how much goes out in taxes, how much in Social Security taxes, how much for groceries, how much for gasoline, how much for rent and mortgage, and they'll see how that money goes. It really drives it home to kids because they have no perspective. Whether you're earning $50,000 a year or $500,000 a year, kids have no perspective, but that'll do it.
See, my family always wanted to know that you were financially literate, right? So we did do that.
Sure.
Then my daughter sees, oh, wow, the electric bill is $300 a month. So when I ask for something, it puts it in perspective. Wait a second. This money could be used for something else or whatever it might be.
Exactly.
So they know how much college costs and everything else.
Yeah.
Are there certain topics we should avoid talking about with our kids financially?
No, I think the most important thing, I think taxes, kids need to understand that, you may be making this, but how much of that do you have to pay in federal income tax and Social Security taxes? You don't get to keep everything you earn. You remember your first paycheck you got?
Yeah.
Who's this guy called FICA that's taking out this? Right. And that kids don't understand that stuff. So I think they need to understand that. And I think the most important thing that kids need to understand today is they need to save for their retirement because they're not going to have the same situation that perhaps our parents and grandparents had. Totally different world. That's what we need to understand.
All right, Joe.
Great advice.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
All right, if you want to find him, Google Joe Bert. He's got all the answers.
He's easy to find.